Welcome to Gibson USA Factory. I'm James Curleigh. Around here they call me JC, and that's just what everyone calls me here in our awesome factory, but also at Gibson and in the industry. So I just want to say truly welcome. This has been, if we would have said 8 months ago, we'd bring together an amazing community from the industry and from the city of Nashville and across all the cultural touch points, from music to sport to the next generation to amazing generations of artists. I genuinely would not have known what that looked like. And today, 8 months later, I kind of know what it looks like now. And it's been amazing. And the journey we've been on started 125 years ago. It started with a guy named Orville Gibson. And he was a luthier, he was a perfectionist, he made mandolins and then guitars, and then in the last 125 years we've been synonymous with creating and shaping and inspiring sound through our guitars, through every generation, through amazing artists, through across every genre. And clearly our challenge going forward for Gibson is to set up the next 125 years. And if the last few months, i.e. the last 125 days, are an indicator of our ability to imagine a future of Gibson and guitars and where it could go, not only with artists who have been playing Gibsons for many, many years and Music City, USA, that's been home to Gibson for 30 years, but the next generation here are going to be rocking Gibson into the future. So what have we been up to? In the last couple of months, we have completely looked at every area that we need to set better conditions for success for Gibson, and not just for our guitars, but for our team, for the city of Nashville, and we started making real moves. We invested more in this factory specifically in the last 8 months than we have in the last 8 years. Hopefully you can sense it, you can feel it. It's been an amazing transformation. We've got our general manager, Jonathan Blocker, over here, who led that transformation. Jonathan, amazing job what you've done here. And not just in terms of quality was the #1 focus and attention. How can we improve quality? If you were in this room less than 6 months ago, you might have said it feels more like a bingo hall. It was just lots of different tables making guitars. Today, you can see how we've aligned ourselves in a modern day way, but with true craftsmen and craftswomen final assembling the guitars, to where at the very end of the line, some of the best craftspeople in the world are playing that guitar for the final time before it goes into the case and out to our fans. And behind me here, if you can just sneak by here, he's a little, he's going to give a wave, I think. Mark, can you give a wave to the crowd here? This is Mark. Mark's been here for 31 years. And you might say, well, yeah, what would a guy like Mark have done before he joined Gibson 31 years ago? He was one of the guys that when Elvis wanted some real music in his living room to be played, Mark and his band were called in, right, Mark? So he's here with us at Gibson. So great to see Mark here. Thanks, Mark. So we've not only have we been investing in our factories here in USA, we've got our custom shop factory here. We've got Josh, our GM from Montana, where we make all of our acoustic guitars. We also realized quality and attention was required, but also what happens if we start to grow again? We need capacity expansion. We've hired more people. We've expanded capacity. We've also looked at modern day ways of staying true to how we make guitars, but also making sure we pay attention to modern day methods, because a made in America shouldn't just be about the heritage and craftsmanship, which is what we celebrate, what we own, and what we have, and that's what's made us iconic, but also running a business of Made in America is also really important for us. And I think we're really getting that balance of craftsmanship and modern ways of working to deliver arguably the best guitars that have come out of Gibson USA. So thanks to that. And the other pivot we made was we heard from a lot of our dealer base, those that sell guitars, those that connect to artists. They said, Gibson, we love Gibson, but you're not always the easiest to do business with. So we said, let's make it easier to do business with Gibson. In the last 6 months, we've completely changed the way we work with our dealer base and our customers. They're more confident about Gibson. They're all in growth mode again. And we've actually added 100 new dealers in the last 3 months to actually sell even more guitars for Gibson. And those are real numbers. And I just met with one of our biggest dealers this morning, and they said, we're just genuinely impressed with how you're paying attention to what matters most. Guitars first, our relationship as dealers, and we see what you're now doing with artists. And our artists are really the lifeblood of who we are, and what we stand for. And we've had an amazing legacy iconic artists, and you can go through the entire list of Gibson. But we have a couple here today. We've got Leroy here. He's a local Nashville artist and just been amazing inspiration to us. We've got Dave Amato here, REO Speedwagon, and just an amazing individual. And when I first met Dave, he told me a story. He says, JC, I got to tell you, man, my dad did not want me to be in a band. He did not want me to be a guitar player. Right, Dave? And then he said, but his dad said, if you're going to go do that guitar thing, just make sure you play a Gibson. Right? And so going forward, we've paid attention to guitars. We've got our dealer base. We've got our team. We've put our team in place. A lot of the team are here. You know, people say, what's next for Gibson? And we say, well, we launched a new collection 125 days ago. The new original collection and the modern collection. And Cesar was the leader of that, our head merchant, our chief merchant officer here. And he really understood, as a passionate guitar player, you should hear him play, he really drove this concept of, you know what the fans want? Original Gibson 50s, 60s guitars that we can recreate, but they also want a modern collection with modern features, and we've delivered both of those in the last 125 days. And if you can look back there, our shelves are bare because we're selling more guitars than we can make with the new collection. So congrats on that. And now, coming into this week, some of you might know it's Summer NAMM. This is the music show. It's the trade show. All eyes on Nashville for the music industry for the next 5 days. And we decided to take the opportunity to really, we've been working on a number of initiatives, but this is a great chance for you to be here because literally yesterday, today, and tomorrow we have major announcements. Yesterday we talked all about the launch of the Gibson Foundation and the relaunch and the reimagining of how can we connect to musicians, and specifically guitars and guitarists, to actually imagine a generation ahead of us that's a stronger guitar generation than we've had, and we've had a strong guitar generation. So we pledged 1,000 guitars in the next 1,000 days, one guitar at a time, to imagine that next generation of guitarists. And we're launching that in Dendy. Where's Dendy? The new executive director of the foundation was announced yesterday, so good luck with that, Dendy. We also announced yesterday, because I've never seen anyone, unless it's an air guitar, play a guitar without strings. And we've been working hard. The team, Cesar, Jim DeCole, and the team have worked hard, and we developed our own factory spec string to go with our original guitars, our modern guitars, and even our acoustic guitars. And we launched our new Gibson string range yesterday, and we're confident it's going to help shape that sound for the Gibson guitarist, and that got launched yesterday. Today we announced a couple of things. First of all, we're announcing what we call the Gibson Alliance. And what we've had is a number of artists, and this is Heather is our local entertainment relationship leader here in Nashville. You want to get to know her because she does cool stuff. And who else? Here we go. We've got a whole team here. Where's Beth? Beth is over here. We've got Jenny from Seattle. We've got Beth. They all head up our entertainment relationships team, and they connect with the artists. And as we started intersecting with artists, the artists said, JC, like, we want to do more. Here's some ideas. What about this? What about that? And we said, and Cesar, myself, and Beth, and the team said, let's put together the Gibson Alliance of all of our artists to be able to have thought partnership and kind of guide us. And if we take a little left and we should go right, they're going to tell us. And if we're doing things well, they're going to tell us. So appreciate that we've launched the Gibson Alliance, and it's going to be a really, really strong alliance of artists going forward to help us shape the future. And in conjunction with that, when we talk about the future, no future is complete without talking about the real future right here. And this is a crew that's been rolling with us, and we had all these young guns, so to speak, that were playing amazing guitar. Where's Toby? We've seen Toby on stages. He's in from the UK, Toby Lee. And the team here, we said we need a program. So we've got the Gibson Generation Group. We call them the G3s. And it's an amazing group, and they're going to be playing live tomorrow night at the Wild Horse if you get a chance to check it out. But to the next generation, here we go. All right? Jaden, Ben, Carter, and Reese. Awesome. And then we're also announcing new collaborations. So in this industry, I think what's important is we also foster guitar making and craftsmanship for the future. And there's amazing boutique guitar makers out there in the world that, you know, we've got all these different shapes that we've built and created, and it's always tricky to know what you can do with those shapes in terms of intellectual property and all that stuff. So we said, let's create a new model. Let's create a collaboration model for these boutique guitar companies, and we'll be announcing literally, I think in the next hour or two, 3 new partnerships with boutique guitarists where we're going to collaborate with them to really try to find the luthiers, not just of the past, but of the future, but collaboration with boutique guitar makers, and we're really, really excited about that to contribute to the industry beyond just Gibson. So that's going to happen. And then we announced yesterday, probably one of the more exciting announcements for us, we're moving our head office. We're out in Plus Park, and we looked at the situation here in Nashville and said, where could we find an iconic place in an iconic city, close to the energy, in the center of culture? How could we contribute to Music City USA? But if you haven't noticed, and Mayor, as much as I love Music City USA, there's also, it's the center of culture in a lot of ways for what's happening across America. And Nashville's got this presence of being, drawing on its amazing heritage, but leaning into the future in a really thoughtful way. And clearly sports also plays a role in that. So if you think about sports and culture and music, we've got John here from the Titans who's representing us, and we've got the sound over here, also baseball representation, because I think a stronger community for all of us led through music, Mayor, just to be clear, we're leading through, but we've chosen Cummins Station as our new headquarters, and we've got Zach Liff here, the owner, and also he's the leader that brought us into that. So Zach, really appreciate that. And the team couldn't be more excited to show up there. So that's what we've been up to. The progress we've made in the last few months is an indicator of our intentions to put Gibson truly back on its iconic journey to where it deserves to be. The old, it takes a village, it truly does take a village. We play a part as leaders, me and my team, and I'm thankful for that, but this is also the type of representation that if the level of support we're seeing in the first few months of the new Gibson is an indicator of the support we think we can get in the future is really, really bright for Gibson. So I want to say thank you, and I do just want to ask the mayor, I mean, we are in Music City, USA, and it's a privilege that we're going to get closer to the center of culture to have you here as well, Mayor. So thank you for coming.
Sure, let me step right here. So this is pretty much the trifecta of announcements. Now, first, we've got a local company that's growing, and that is great. Secondly, moving into Cummins Station, an iconic building in the core of our city, which I think is fantastic. And frankly, there's no other item, no other thing that is more central to the life of the city, to how we identify to Music City USA than the guitar. And so for it to be manufactured here in Nashville, and for y'all to be downtown in Cummins Station, it's really a great day for Nashville. And so I just want to say, it's clear Gibson believes in Nashville. Nashville believes in Gibson just as much. So we look forward to more and more growth here in the city, and lots of prosperity coming out of this building and Cummins Station. Congratulations.
Awesome. Well, thank you all. And no guitar event would be complete without getting a few guitars on a few people. So if you just indulge us for a second, we're going to provide a few guitars. Not to everyone, you young guns. You got to earn, right? Dave, when did you get your first free guitar, right? Yeah. Last year, right? So you guys got to wait. But for a few folks, we'd be honored if you'd, first of all, we'd love, here we go, Mayor. And by the way, this comes with a whole set of opportunity for you to play live at some stage on a Gibson stage on Broadway. So you can throw that on. Oh, there we go. Put that somewhere special and just remember this day as the day that we're going forward. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you. We've got Jackie. Where's Jackie? Jackie? Oh, look at this. An SG coming for Jackie. This is for you. Thank you for all your support and future support that you and the team have been amazing for us. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you. All right, you got to go into the locker room, John, with this one. Day one, we tried to match up colors for your Titans, and we wish you all the best this season. We're going to be there rooting for you. Let's go Titans. So thank you. Thanks. We've got Ralph from the Chamber of Commerce. Ralph, we really appreciate SG for you. Thank you for all your support. We're going to need it. Thank you. And then we've got one of the announcements that we made around our foundation and the relaunch, it's always amazing when you have legacy partners who have been with you who also have new and fresh ideas for the future. We've got some of our partners here. We've got Philip. Where's Philip? Right here. Here we go. Right here on both sides, we got founder and leader of Notes for Notes, and they've been a partner with us, and we've got new ideas for the future. So thanks for what you've done with the foundation, but more importantly, what we're going to do together. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. And where's David? David Wish has an awesome program called Little Kids Rock, and it's amazing what he's doing for not just the little kids who rock, but you can imagine for each kid, there's an entire support network around those kids, and he's not afraid to get out a pick and play. And let's hear it for Little Kids Rock. Thank you, David. And Taylor, where's Taylor? Well, there he is. So listen, you can do not try to use this as a baseball bat, but good luck to you and the team, and thanks for representing Nashville, and know that we'll be at a few games as well. Thanks for that. Appreciate it. So this is Gibson USA. I couldn't be more proud of what we've done, but I'm equally more proud of what I think we're going to do. We are not claiming perfection by any means here at Gibson, but what we do strive for is perfection. And if the quality of our guitars and the quality of our team are an indicator of that, I think we're in great shape. So I really want to say, appreciate your time coming out here. Thanks for hanging out. There's going to be some tours of the factory. If you truly want to see how the guitars are made, you get a chance to see it right here at Gibson USA. So, and we'll be around for a few questions, and less for me, but man, this is a whole host of past, future, and present generations of leaders have a chance to have a chat with these folks. Want to say thank all of you for coming out today. You guys are truly part of the Gibson family, and let's figure out the future together. Thank you. Thanks.